Welcome back to my channel. I'm the amazingly awesome Tim Green, and today it's all about personality. That's right, personality. It's just all about the money maker. Well, this in my charming display of. Today I will be giving you three tips on how to come up with a great personality for your characters. To make this a little bit more focused, we're going to just focus on your primary character, your protagonist, be applied to your other characters. But to get going, we're just going to define what a personality is. And this definition comes from the Cambridge Dictionary. And I'm going to read it because last time I tried to do it from memory, it didn't go over well. Not surprised. Anyway, so let me read that. Sorry about that. A special combination of qualities is a person that makes that person different from others, as shown by the way the person behaves, feels, and thinks. Most people probably say a personality is how someone behaves and acts out towards people and situations and how they come across. At the same time, you can't overlook how a person feels and thinks. How many times have you heard a story of a drug house being hit, and the people who were living there were the nicest people, outgoing, friendly, they had no clue. So you need to make sure when you're taking part of your character's personality, it's also including how they think and how they feel. And one of the things I just want to talk about really quickly is that this can be a little hard to figure out, because you may have an idea of what your character's going to be like. You start writing the book, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, maybe this isn't what I thought. You may have to make changes, and you're like, oh, changes, oh, no! It's okay. That's what a first draft is for. Remember, it's your dump draft. It's where you can make all the mistakes you need to and figure out things before you start editing. It's absolutely fine. But don't be afraid to make changes. My tips here will help you finding a starting point, and then you can see how it comes across as you're writing. Well, anyway, let's dive into my 3 tips. Tip number 1, character traits. Alright, I want you to take 1 or 2 of your characters from your book, and without thinking about it, list 3 traits for that character. Go. First is Kiana, loud, loyal, and brave. Natalie is perfectionist, stubborn, and intelligent. Right there, you just saw 3 traits for my 2 leads in Seeing Through the Veil. And I actually went through and actually got more traits for them on their profile. It's the other thing you gotta remember. These things kind of fall under the how they behave. We can't forget about how the person thinks and feels. But again, these tips are to help you start somewhere. Knowing that someone is outgoing or someone is shy can help you kind of figure out maybe your backstory. If you need some help finding out what some good traits are, there's a great writing series out there. It's by Angela Ackerman and Becca Polisi. I have no how to pronounce that name. Sorry if I butchered the last name. Those 2 have been writing a series of thesauruses that the best ones you can actually go and find is one for negative and positive traits. And they do a very good job of breaking stuff down in categories. I recommend, if you're looking for some traits and you want to go this route, find them. I will have a link down below so you can find their website and a link to where you can buy it on Amazon. Oh man, need water, dude. Let's move on to tip number 2. Go watch people. You can always have a good starting place by watching people. Know someone who fits the kind of personality you're thinking for your main character. Base them on them, not exactly on them. My point is watching people, going to a mall, a shopping center, a restaurant, and just observing how people interact. Do you see a man at a restaurant throwing a storm because they charged him for something that he said he didn't order, or he's not paying for something because it wasn't up to his standards, and you're looking for something like that? Also, if you have good friends or other people, you just see how they joke around, and asking yourself, why do they act that specific way? Why do they do it this way? Why are they this way? can help you get a good starting point. So taking real people and basing it off them, again, only basing it, not them specifically, and you will have a great starting point. When you start writing, you can kind of evolve them even more as you kind of feel out how you want. And finally, tip number 3, the Myers-Briggs Personality Test. It breaks down to, it's a theory of personality that there are 16 base types of personality. You take the test that will ask you multiple questions. I'm not going to dive into the overall test or anything, but based on the test, you'll fall into one of 16 categories. It's a great way to start basing your characters on an actual personality that has been around for a long time. A lot of authors use the Myers-Briggs personality test for that specific reason. One of the best ways to do it is to go actually get a test. You can find them everywhere online and use that as your starting point. I will say this though, the test is long. I couldn't find an actual reference of how many questions there are, but it takes roughly about 30 minutes to do the test. I actually use an app. It's called the MB Personality App. It's for iPhone. I believe it's on Android as well, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure of that. But I'm sure if you just go into their app store or whatever it's called on there, I don't know. I don't care. It's Android. I like this one specifically because it's 10 questions. It will give you results, and it actually breaks when you actually look at your results. It will break it down into 4 different categories. The 4 categories that it breaks down the personality. There they are. It breaks it down into general, relationships, career, and fun. And then you can also view all 16 and you see all of them at the same time. Make sure you're answering the questions as the character would answer the questions, not you. Interesting note from my personality results, because I did take it from me, I am an ENTP. I didn't write anything on here, but under fun, it kind of gives you examples of other people who fall in under with that kind of base personality. Alright, so exercise, I'm giving you 3. Oops, that blocked my face out. You can't block the money maker. Let me start that again. I'm going to give you 3 exercises. You can do one or all of them. Each one is going to relate to my 3 tips. So the first one is, I want you to come up with 3 positive and 3 negative tips. Your second exercise is going to be watch people. Oh, I know. Tip number 2. Duh. Anyway, go watch people. If you're in high school, watch your fellow student. If you're not in high school, college, in work, same thing. Find people who kind of have that general personality that you're kind of thinking for your character. Final exercise is going to do exactly what I just told you to do in tip number 3. Get the Myers-Briggs personality test, either an actual copy online, the MB Personality App, and do it that way. And then take that and use that as your base personality. See what it is. That's all I got for you today. If you made it to the end of this video, please give me a thumbs up and please comment your thoughts and your tips for crafting a good personality. If you want to know when my videos go live, you need to join the notification squad. So subscribe and click that bell. My typical posting day for these videos are on Tuesdays. Find me on social media. You're going to want to, because on Instagram I am posting my videos to my new writing trip finally to the Hoosac Tunnel and my trip Herkimer, New York, where the majority of Seeing Through the Veil takes place. If you want to know more about writing, check out the 01 podcast, The Writer's Mindscape, that Adam Daly and I do. We're world building a brand new world from scratch for you, so you can see how we go about it. There is a link to that down below. I hope you all have a great writing week. Bye.